Good evening, viewers. Welcome to Ubuntu NSAKA program. My name is Himba Malambo. I'm your host this evening, and I'm happy to see you on this program again. Hopefully, we are going to have a great time. We are going to have a great moment together. Tomitambula twamisengera okwikonso muletu nfuila katwishoko mulinga nimwe ba kopala nga nimwe ba kabwe ba broken human nga nimwe ba Livingstone ba David Livingstone not ukulaba we haven't ukulabako naba kwisoku ataba ku northwestern na ku no kukubali amahopani twamisengera twamipokerera twamitambula. We welcome you to NSAKA. Before I go any further, please, as you've noticed, I've been joined with a wise man, a man of wisdom, our father, our grandfather, our uncle, above all, our friend. He's a friend of all ages. This is no other than Reverend Shaabula. Reverend Shaabula, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Himba, and good evening, each one of these dear ones. And how are you doing? I'm ready for the program.
Not bad, not bad. It has been long. What has been happening? We need to catch up.
It's you who has not been there. I've not missed any.
Are you trying to portion the blame? You're being smart. Evangelist.
You know, when you share a blame, it becomes light. If you carry all of it, it will crush you.
Definitely. You are right. Happy to share, happy to care, carrying one another's burden. That's why we are here as Ubuntu, and that's why we exist, is to carry one another's burden. Shaabula,
exactly.
Our program this evening, we are talking about what makes a marriage strong. And basically, I'd love to look at it from this angle. I want to look at this this topic from this angle where we say, what makes your relationship? Before we think of marriage, we have to think of the relationship between these two partners who are in a marriage. Because if we talk about marriage, before we talk about a relationship, I think for me, I find it a little bit. But I want what makes your relationship between your partner? Because many times people hardly think when you're going into marriage, it's just marriage. There's no relationship you need to have with your partner. People really forget. But today, our viewers out there, we want you to join us in the program. We want to hear your view. We want to hear your experience, how you've managed to make your partner, to make your husband, to make your wife your best friend. The way you've managed to make your husband your best friend, to make your husband that you can gossip with this person. How have you done it? We'd want to hear from you. How you've managed to survive all these years. You've been in marriage for 40 years, 20 years, 15 years. Some have just been in marriage for 1 second. We want to know how we've managed that second, because no matter how these people look happy, believe you me, they've had Mayuwe. They've had their own challenges. They've had their own shortcomings. But we want to know, how did you cross those waves you've had? How have you managed the situation? And what has really made the two of you as a couple, as husband and wife, to be strong? We are not looking at boyfriend and girlfriend here, no. We are not looking at Kobekela, those who are we are looking at people who are married. We don't care how you got married, whether it's tradition, whether ni naenda, whether ni bana usiku, but as long as you're married, you've been together, you've had children, you've got a family, you don't have children, but as long as you're married, we want to hear what you've gone through and how you've managed to sustain that relationship. Evangelist, over to you.
Thank you so much. We are looking at what makes a marriage strong, or what makes a relationship strong, so that you can end, so that relationship can end into a marriage, a wonderful marriage. I'm going to take time, meaning that I'm not going to be fast. I'm going to be slow because I want you young people to listen to what I'll say. There are many, Himba, there are many reasons. There are many things that bring us together, and there are many things that divide us. So today we are going to concentrate on the things that unite us. You know, the pillars of unity, which makes the marriage strong. Number one, there must be love in that relationship. There must be love in that relationship. Love, Himba, is like a glue on a stamp. There must be glue on the stamp for that stamp to stick onto the envelope so that that letter can reach where it is going. So there must be glue on the stamp so that this stamp can stick to the envelope and enable this letter to reach to the desired destination. So if you enter into any relationship, or when you enter into any relationship, you expect it to be loved, and the other person expects to love you. Now, when love exists between the two people, then a lot of things now will fall into place. The other point that we must understand, which makes your relationship or marriage strong, is actually respect for one another. Respect for one another. And men demand respect. They want to be respected. They want to feel respected. They want to see that they are respected. Respect, in this case, is not just for the husband. Respect in this context, we are looking at respect for the wife and respect for the husband, which should exist between husband and wife. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that if your relationship is to last long, if your relationship is to end into a marriage, then you need to respect your partner. Respecting. What does respecting mean in this case? It means running away from things that can cause your partner to be discouraged, to lose interest in you, to be angry with you. So when you begin running away from things that are not right for your friend, then it means you are respecting them in your relationship. The other point which we must understand in a relationship or marriage, it is transparency. Transparency. What is transparency? It means that there are no secrets between you and your partner. There are no secrets between you and your partner. What you know should also be known by your partner. What your partner knows should also be known by yourself. In other words, there must be disclosure. Disclosure. For example, if you are building a house, tell your friend that actually I want us to plan with you so that we can build a house. Or there's this money, or there's that, whatever it is. There must be total disclosure. And this is what is called the transparency. Your husband or your partner should be able to see through you. She should be able to see through what you are doing. He or she must be able to see through what you are discussing. If you begin planning things with your family members, your relatives, where you came from, and you leave out your boyfriend or your husband, then it means that you have violated transparency. There is no transparency in that marriage. And when there's no transparency, then there will be mistrust and doubt. Mistrust and doubt. And this can cause your marriage to begin to shake, and finally, your marriage or your relationship will break. The other point that we must understand is actually now planning together. A strong marriage will plan together. The husband, if he has got a plan, he has got a vision of what he wants to do for the family, he will involve the wife in the planning process. Or the wife, if she has got plans to do certain things, she will involve her husband so that he can be involved in the planning process. Now, if your partner is involved in the planning process, it means that there will not be doubt in the way you are handling your marriage or in the way you are handling your affair or activities in that marriage. Because of planning together, your partner will support you. Your partner will work with you. That is the advantage of planning together. In the event of death or absence due to some other issues, your partner, you have knowledge of the programs that were set in your family or that were put in your family, so that you can continue even as a widow or a widower when your friend is gone. So begin planning together with your colleague. The other issue here is that there should be discipline in your relationship. What is discipline? Discipline is conduct, right conduct, in the way you conduct yourself, in the way you carry yourself. The people should know that you're a married person. Neighbors should know that you are a married woman, a married husband. The church members should be able to say, she is a married woman, he is a married man. The way you conduct yourself, the way you laugh, the places you go to, the dressing that you have, the hairstyles, whatever you do on your body, it must display discipline, show that you're a disciplined person. Your language, the things that you talk about, can show and prove to the people that you have no respect. You are not a disciplined person. So discipline is one of the things that can actually strengthen a marriage. The other point is honesty. Honesty. An honest person is a person who will do things correctly or rightly, no matter the situation is. He will do it the right way. He will not look at, are there people that are watching me? Is somebody watching me? Has somebody heard me? Instead, they will do it to become part of their life, to do right things, to say right things. So in other words, honesty is what we want. If you are honest, you'll be able to disclose to your husband. You'll be able to respect your husband. You'll be transparent in what you do. You plan with him or with her. So you'll be a disciplined person. So honesty actually proves that you are a well-disciplined person, and then you can be trusted. A certain word which is close to honesty is truthfulness. In a marriage, you must be truthful in what you do. in what you say. If you become a liar, a person who does not say the truth, a person who accuses other people of not having done something or for having done something, then that person is not truthful in what they do. Now, truthfulness is not just in word, it is also in deed. The thing that you do, you must be truthful in what you do. The other thing that makes a marriage strong is actually determination to have your marriage last long. When you get married, when you marry or you get married, you should determine it must be a program that I have entered into this marriage with the weaknesses, and also I do not know the conduct of my partner so well. So now that we've come together, I'll be able to learn the things he enjoys and the things he doesn't like. So sometimes this person that I've tied my life to will disappoint me, But you must be determined to live in that marriage until the grave parts you. So you must decide. You know, if you are not focused, you don't know what to do. Anything that is going to happen in the marriage will send you out of the marriage and you will divorce. Meaning that marriage is for mature people. Marriage is not for boys or girls. And therefore, we must be determined to live with the weaknesses of your friend, of your partner. But at the same time, you must also be determined to improve their lives and to help them. The other issue that we need to do that will help strengthen the marriage is forgiveness. Now, what am I talking about forgiveness? You must know that you are not a saint. You are not pure. What one day your friend will forgive you or will injure you. They will do something wrong. They will break your heart. The question is, are you prepared to forgive your partner even before they apologize or confess their sin? Are you prepared? What am I saying here? We must be prepared to forgive without getting tired. Now, a lot of people find it difficult to forgive their partners. They find it difficult to forgive their partners because they easily get tired and they say, I think enough is enough. This is too much. You have repeatedly said this or done this or not done this. You have not done this. As a result, they will not forgive you. Now, what is the secret of a successful marriage? The secret of a successful marriage is forgiveness or forgiving one another, each other as partners. When we do this, we shall be practicing the life of Christ and the teaching of Christ, where he says, forgive for 70 times 7 times. And then, if you can do it, then you have a reason to accuse them.
What about those who are not Christians?
No, Christ did not ask the Christians. Christ was asking human beings to forgive.
What about those who don't believe in Christ?
No, Christ did not teach. I'm saying he did not teach believers. He was teaching the world. And this is the message that we have now. Even those that are not Christians, in fact, they are more forgiving than even Christians. So the forgiveness is for everyone. It's for young people, it's for old people, it's for Muslims, it's for Christians, it's for pagans, those who do not know Christ. So if they are to live a successful marriage and enjoy their marriage, they need to forgive their friend when something has gone wrong. Having said this, let me breathe a bit and give chance to you, Himba, and the rest of our brothers and sisters to make their contributions or to ask questions. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Evangelist. Our viewers out there, this was an icebreaker. We expect to hear from you. We want to know, would love to hear how you've managed your marriage. We believe as Ubuntu channel, every marriage has got its own beautifulness, ugliness. It has all the sides, and we believe every marriage is different from another marriage. The marriages are not the same. So basically, we are here not because we are wiser than you, not because we are intelligent than you, not because we know it all. No. We are just here to spearhead, but we are here to educate one another. We want to learn from you, and we believe our audience there can learn also from you the techniques, the strategies you've used for you to have that beautiful and successful marriage, the tactics you've used to have your children disciplined, because even your children, they're part of your happy marriage. We want to know those techniques you've used. Having said that, Evangelist, I want you to shed more lights on a few points. I want us to talk about this. You talked about respect in a relationship, in a marriage. Personally, I believe when you are getting married, whether you're a male or a female, you are actually taking 50% of your life, giving it to somebody. That's why it comes back equal, because I believe even the way we relate to each other, the way I'm going to relate with my husband in the sitting room, it's different. The way I'm going to relate with my husband in the bedroom, it's different. The way I'm going to relate with my husband out in public, it's different. So basically, when we get married, we are like getting half of your life, giving to accommodate somebody, which means there are things I used to do as Himba, which I have to forget. There are things which I never did then, which I have to do now, because it makes my partner happy, or it makes my partner appreciate me, So basically, there are things which we've done in these marriages. Let it be wherever you are, we really want to hear. But I'm telling you, when you get married, you go with your egos. Whether ndiwe mkazi, waenda kuchukua ati awe inesanga ziniuza viso kulipa mai teze kudia, so you are not marriage material. Ine nezovala, so you are not marriage material. Ine kulipa mai teze kudia sapa 17 hours, you are not marriage material. He can't tell me this. This is the way I like my hair. No. When you get married, you are giving away. You are sacrificing. You are actually accommodating somebody into your personal space. So we want to know how you've managed to accommodate someone in your personal space. We want to understand how. It's not easier to give up on certain habits, to adopt certain behaviors on the way for you to be at the same level with your partner. But there are times when you're supposed to be comrades. There are times you're supposed to be husband and wife. There are times you're supposed to be best friends. There are times when you have to act as a mother. There's a time you have to act as a husband. So you have to be strategic. Where do I apply which skill? So our viewers out there, we want to know how you've applied these skills. Shaabula, I want us to look at respect in details. Does it mean respect in details? As long as it's covered. Is that the respect we are talking about here between two people? Is that because I've seen some men who would even say, in public, imwe nemwita mwaishibo kufuala kwali baba nakashaba fuala imwe mulaipenda muli bana kashimwe mugaza ndimwe wakazi. There are women out there. Is that as long as this person calls you sweetheart, honey, can they speak to you like that? What kind of respect are we talking about in a relationship here? Evangelist.
The respect we are talking about here is actually understanding the value of your wife, the value of your husband, the worthy of your husband, the worthy of your wife. The other point is that we are talking about how you put your husband on the scale, how much he weighs, and then that is how you are going to carry him. That's how you are going to carry her, and that's how you are going to treat her. That's how you are going to treat him. What we are talking about here is that, we are talking about giving the value to your husband. And if you give him the value of gold, that he's worth so much, or diamond, then you will respect him. If you are going to give him respect of charcoal, malasha, which is selling at 100 kwacha per bag, the whole bag 100 kwacha, then he's going to be worthless. Worthless because there's no value. You have devalued your husband. So, Himba, we are talking about the total value that you put, on the head of your husband, the total value that you put on the head of your wife. That's what we're talking about. Now, if you value them that way, you be careful in what you say to them, how you say it, when you say it, where you say it. You be aware of this. And so you will not allow words, careless words, to come out of your mouth carelessly. You will not do that. That's why God gave us the tongue, and the tongue there, he put teeth to close the tongue, and then also put lips to close the teeth and also the tongue, so that we know what to say. If we are going to call our wives, names in public, even the two of you in the bedroom, you start calling her yechikadoli iwe, machuona ichi, o chaina muchuone matako ichi, monga china mapumpkin, chaika mapumpkin mujimutoroshi. All that kind of language, that is dehumanizing your husband. You are causing her to be valueless. You are causing him to be valueless. So this is what we are talking about when we talk of respect.
Actually, that is Shaabula, that is mental abuse. The moment you start calling your partner names, the moment you start calling, oh, look at her, look at him, he looks like this, you are actually abusing and tormenting your partner. And basically, one thing you should also understand, when you're tormenting your partner, what you give them, when they give it back to you, it will be double. You call them names. When they'll do it back to you, they'll do it in defense. And be rest assured that it will come out very aggressive than you did it. And then the other point I'd love to add, Shaabula, is that we should also bear in our minds that when you are joining with somebody as husband and wife, you are actually coming to add value to this person or devalue them. So what kind of a partner are you? Identify yourself. Are you coming into this man's life to add value to him? Or are you coming into this woman to add value to her? Or you are coming to come and devalue them? Because your partner can devalue them. If we follow what Evangelist has said, what usually happens, the moment you're calling your wife names, imagine the public will look at your wife the way you are addressing them. Your family will have no respect to your wife. They'll call her names. They'll do anything. Family. I'm sorry to say that. Please, I just have to call a spade a spade. It is what it is. Ngania Jama family members who are so useless, they'll even come vange na mnyumba, there's your wife, bazange na straight na mpoto bambotentula mpoto kuona, because that's how you've devalued your wife. That's how you've devalued. When they will find your husband is watching TV in sitting room, as afikache atenga remote ambo chinja. They've forgotten that there's a king in the sitting room who should be respected. So if you've presented your husband to your family as a king, and you've presented your wife to your family as a queen, believe me, you are going to enjoy this relationship. So when we are talking about respect, we are talking beyond just calling Vana Tembo or Mr. Tembo or my sweetie honey. We are talking beyond that. you should be able to see value in this person. Nga mwalimu nemshishi shabotamu, you don't like the way it is done. You just, oh honey, your hair here is kabike kwaka. Ingana akwata natural, you see them nicely in the treated hair. You are already adding value because there's money which has gone there. You're adding value to this person. If you've married, this person doesn't go to school, they've got no trade, there's no need of you saying, what's apunzira? Kuli bakazi bo punzira hapa panja. Imwe muzipenda ati muli bamuna. Kuli bamuna panja hapa. No. Add value to that woman. Add value to that man. But Shaabula, I also want us to go into details. When we talked about planning, there are partners who would rather share their investment with their families, who would rather, actually, you're going to find that the sisters, some, our viewers out there, please bear our language, but we just have to call a spade, and it is what it is. We are going to call it the way it is. There are men who would rather sit with their family members, and those who are more useless, they would even want to sit with their friends to plan. We are going to find the friend knows more about the investment, about how much this man gets than the wife. There are women who would even say, Mwamuna si bruru wako. Mwamuna si bruru wako. They would rather sit, build a house, do whatever without the husband knowing. Shaabula, what is your comment? Our viewers out there, we want to hear your comments. We want to hear what you've gone through, and we want to hear how you felt when your partner did all this to you. Over to you, Evangelist.
Yes, I'll refer to the Bible. When you look at Genesis chapter 2, verse 8, the Bible talks of a man living. A man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall be one. Now, I'm talking about the process of living. And what is it that a man should live? Now, when we talk of a man, we are also talking about the wife. We are also talking about Adam. We are also talking about Eve. When you leave your father and mother, it means, number one, you are going to leave their influence. Himba, chukuecho. You are going to leave their influence. You are going to leave their culture. You are going to leave their way of life and way of doing things. You move away from that, and then you will attach yourself to the husband or to the wife. You detach in order to attach. You detach yourself from the family influence, tradition, customs, habits, a way of doing things. You detach yourself and move to the new person you have found, where you are going to attach yourself so that the two of you can create a new culture between the two of you, new behavior, new language, new custom, new tradition. You build a new family, which the two of you will decide how it should be. Because that same culture that you are going to build, it is where your children are going to be born from, and that's where they're going to live. So therefore, it is important that you plan with your husband or your wife. For those who plan with their family members, where they came from, I can only say that they do not know what they are doing. And many of them are not stable in their marriage. Because even the things that they do, they have to consult family members whether they can do it or they cannot do it. When you see that your husband is not making a decision there and then, he's taking too long to make a decision, it means he's trying to consult family members and friends on that particular matter. Now, is it wrong to do that? There are times when it is wrong, and there are times when it is not wrong. When is it not wrong? That is, when you want to make a decision, there are certain times when you need to compare and contrast things so that you are able to know what to do. But if you cannot do things because you want your family members to tell you what to do, then you are in troubles, and your marriage is also in troubles. When we get married, we should not consult our family members on whether we should build a house, you should build a house with your husband or not. No, my husband told me that he wants to build a house, and he requested me to contribute some money so that we can build a house. Should I build a house? And you are asking family members. That is wrong. They will tell you that, no, don't build a house with him. What about if he divorces you? What are you going to do with the house? Or if he dies, what are you going to do? Because you've got a family influence, you will listen to what these people are saying. So that is why you are not supposed to consult them whether you should do business with your husband or you should build a house with your husband. So all the time, dear friends, let us ensure that in our planning, we plan the two of us. If we can't find a solution, what you need to do is give yourself a break so that you can go and think about it deeply. And then from there, get back and begin working together on what you are trying to produce. It is very, very important. So I just want to add the 2 points, Himba, which I didn't say, things that marriage, that can make a marriage strong. One of them, it is among husband and wife, it is healthy, productive sex in the marriage. This point, we almost left it out. Maybe we thought it is an insult. It's not an insult. So we are talking about productive, healthy sex in a marriage can strengthen a relationship, can strengthen a marriage. When there is no sex in a marriage, a lot of things will go wrong. And a lot of questions will come, it will be at play. Maybe the husband will ask himself, maybe my wife, why she doesn't want to sleep with me. It means that there are other people that she's sleeping with, or my husband is sleeping with the other people. So the issue here is that in a healthy family, it is important that you should find time as husband and wife to have proper sex. Not sex young kuku, a series of gudala. No, proper sex. So that is required and it is important. So that should not be forgotten. The other point that I almost left out is that each partner should be able to respect the in-laws and the family members of your colleague, of your friend. Respect them, love them, provide for them, cook for them, do whatever needs to be done. When your in-laws visit, you must be available. Others, Himba, they get sick. She will always be in bed until the in-laws go. Sometimes she will be buying the same impra every time. Impra in the morning for breakfast, impra for lunch, impra for evening. If they are going to visit for 3 weeks, it will be 3 weeks impra. When she changes, it will be derere. If she changes, it will be just beans. But when her relatives visit, or when his relatives visit, there will be chicken, beef, sausage, sam, cornflakes, Django oats, eggs, ice cream, yogurt, hungry lion, and all the pizzas, they'll be there. Now, when that kind of diet is given to one family, the other one will be waiting that when my mother will visit, also this same diet she will eat. But if it does not come for some reason, then you must know that you have divided loyalty of your family, respect of your family, love of your family, oneness of your family. You have compromised, and these things, they will not be there. So we need to respect our in-laws. They can be brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, mother-in-law, father-in-law, or relatives of your partner. They must be respected. Let them eat, let them sleep in the home, or do whatever they need to do, as long as they don't break your marriage. So respect them. So
they should also know their boundaries.
Those are the two.
The relatives are the major people who break people's marriages and relationships. So they should know their boundaries. When they come into their sister or to their brother's house, they should know that they've got boundaries. You are going to find even the sister-in-law would even be saying, no, it's me. This is my brother. There's one thing you should know, that you can never give your brother, no matter what happens. It's only that woman who can give it to her. And there's only one thing you should know, that there's something you can never give your sister. It's only that man who can give it to her. And because of that, you have to respect and to know your boundaries. Welcome to the program.
Just there, Himba, before Bomkerebai comes in. In most cases, what you have said, it is promoted by the two of you. By the two of you. Because you have to sit down and decide how you are going to manage relatives and friends when they visit you. So if certain relatives, they begin entering the bedroom and do what they do, the problem is not with the relatives. The problem is with the two of you or one of you. So this must be decided. It must be decided how you are going to deal with the visitors when they visit you. If there are no rules, then they will start sneezing on the head of your wife, and then the husband is just looking at what is happening and he's smiling. Put rules in a marriage. Protect your wife, protect your husband, protect your children, protect your family.
Actually, partners don't know that one of the major responsibilities we have is to protect your partner. They don't know. Welcome to the program. You're looking nice.
Yeah, for sure. Today, Keleba is looking nice. I don't know what has happened. What is he up to?
Good marriage.
Happy marriage. It's a sign of happy marriage.
Happy marriage.
Yes.
I have Twalumbaga Patrick. Thank you so much. Chavasa Hesu. Balibingi, Babulozi, Kaofera Komia Komurutwela, Litumezi. And it was really nice to listen to Shaabula as he's busy pondering on this issue of good life or good marriage, you know, how it ought to be done. I think it's very important, and we should thumbs up to Shaabula and Himba as well. I didn't know, Himba, that you are really you are a good counselor as well, marriage counseling. I can hear from your preamble when you started the program. I was like, wow, huh? I thought she was just a Tonga wife. Can she?
Hold your fire.
Knowledge.
It's nice to see you. Your opinion on the topic before we go on break.
Well, I think most of the things have already been said, and what I can only say is that I listened very closely when Shaabula was talking about relatives coming to visit, and on the issue of the discussions that you're having with your husband you cannot, as a couple, you cannot go and talk to your family members about it. For example, you gave an example of a building, you're planning to build a house. When you are venturing into something very big, something it's a huge project. I really, really think that this is just my opinion, okay? With much respect for Shaabula, I really have a have a different view, in a sense that when you are embarking onto a bigger project like building a house, it is very, very important that you as a couple first, yes, you are discussing the matter together. And when you have reached a conclusion that you have now made a decision that you are going to build a house, that is when you are allowed, or you have the right to go and inform your relatives, to say, those that are so close to you, because you don't know where the help is going to come from. Some of your relatives may have so much experience in having had built, for example, the house. And if you embark on this project that you are not very privy or you're not sure of, I think it is important to engage your close relatives so that you could hear their counsel or their advice. Sometimes it is important to talk. Of course, we cannot, I think I heard his point that we cannot be telling our relatives every little thing that you do in a home. That way, you are simply going to expose yourself, to a lot of outside pressure, peer pressure, and eventually you may end up having problems, because if your partner start listening or hearing things that you discussed in the bedroom from outside, things that were done in the bedroom, in your office, outside meaning from other relatives, that can create friction between the two of you. Say, why would you rush before having exhausted the issue, me and you? So I think that's the point which Shaabula was trying to say there, to say, first thing first, exhaust your issue, the two of you. Once you have come up with a plan, and now you need probably to now perform this contract or this assignment, this is where now you may need to engage the third parts or outsiders. In this case, your relatives, because these are your closer part of these are people that are so close to you. So they need to know what you're doing. Even any small achievement that you make in life, your relatives are very, very have the right to know. But it is not, you are not obligated to tell your relatives what you and your husband are planning. It is just your moral code. I don't know how to put it. Sha.
You are coming from a civilized angle. I'll call it civilized because I think the angle which Evangelist is trying to bring out here, it's they are partners. Vangamange nyumba. Partner wao saziba. The wife doesn't know. It's only the mother and the sisters that knows. There are women who can do things. They are investing somewhere. The man they live with knows nothing. It's only the brothers, her sisters who knows about that. Not that civilized angle. There are so people who wants to treat this marriage as a part-time thing. Where they just feel, hivi, my investment yanga, mukazi wanga safu niko ziba. Some people would even say, my wife is not my relative. My my husband is not my relative. And some of those partners who are even useless, they would even say, blood is thicker than water. And then he expects to be happy in that marriage after he has clearly told his wife that blood is thicker than water. So this is the angle where Shaabula is trying to come from, where you do all the investment, you do everything without involving your partner. Hope Evangelist.
Yes. What we are saying here is that, you know, even at places of work, there's what we call secrets, company secrets, or organizational secrets. You know, we've got also what is called the board. There's the board of directors. So this board, you know, plans, they come up with policies, whatever it is. They know, they come up with a budget to say this is what they want to do. You know, it has then to begin, you know, going down, trickling down. It goes to middle management. Then from there, it goes to everyone in the company. So you cannot just take secrets that are in the board. They just go straight to commoners, to everyone in the company. No. So what we are saying here is that issues that are very important should first of all be discussed by two people. If they are going to inform the third person or third persons, then they should decide to say we are going to inform such and such for such a reason. So it must be agreed, but not that there is, my wife is running a motor industry, which I don't know. Because one day when I discover, I'll faint and die. I will die to hear that my wife, as she has got an industry where she's making aeroplanes, and these aeroplanes are Boeing, they are coming from my wife's company. You will die. You know, just like the wife, you know, to know that, you know, all these taxis that you see in Lusaka, in the city of Lusaka, actually the owner is your husband. What would you think the wife will think about the husband? She will collapse. So the issue is that let's discuss these sensitive matters, the two of us. And then if there's need to inform people, then that can be done later. That's what I'm talking about.
No,
Thank you so much, Evangelist. I'll bring you in now to react from that angle as well, before we go on break.
Thank you. Such marriages where people are busy being secretive are quite very, very dangerous in their nature, and there is lack of trust. I don't even know why we should even call such a couple a married couple when they are busy hiding things from one another. Because these are things that we have to understand to say one day there's what you call death. You know, you cannot hide death, unfortunately. Of course, there are people that have cheated death, but you cannot hide death. When such issue happens, everything that is hidden under the sun will be revealed on that particular day, including the properties that you have had privately or whatever. They will come, and it will be those that have remained that will be able to lose out. Those who should have benefited, for example, you know. Unfortunately, these are issues that people should understand to say when you are in a relationship or in a marriage, you don't need to hide things from one another. This is very important, unless you have a different agenda that you are trying to do something, because this is where also the element of hate and even evil thoughts comes in, because you don't know when which one of you is gonna die first. So what you do instead, you impose, you take the law into your own hands and put the other person to death so that you can benefit. Such mindset are very dangerous. And that cannot even be called marriage, because whether you do those things, you're not going to enjoy the dividends that you are busy fighting for. because you will be in prison. And you know the guilty can be a very heavy punishment that can even kill you yourself by doing something negative to your partner, and it is going to haunt you or eat you alive as you move on without your partner. So it's very, very important, and people should learn to trust one another. If there's no trust in the couple, please, there's always a room for either divorce or just go separate ways and do the other things. Do not hide information that are very important, that are of value to your partner. It is imperative to share issues. Do not catch your partner on for a surprise that they come to learn about the taxes, for example, that Shaabula said that you own taxes, the whole. That's not okay. That cannot be called marriage. So it is important that people should not get married because of properties, because of wealth, because those that goes into such marriages, they'll never last. Otherwise, the topic is perfect.
Thank you so much, Mom Kelevai. Thank you so much. Shaabula has talked so much about how you do it as a couple. Mom Kelevai has even added more information. Me, I've got beef na family. Family, different na problem. Especially my sisters, we have a problem.
Why, my sister? I have so many sisters myself. What do you mean? Should I get worried?
We have a problem, my sisters. And you know, one thing I fail to understand is Muzape that this sister is going to destabilize her brother's marriage. Eva akabwera kwake vintu vili bwino. You know? And we women, I don't know what is wrong we women. Bamuna scambili causing our problems. If we follow even property grabbing, wetimangala ku forefront to grab property from a woman, ndife bamene. Waiva alakuti, I'm a woman, such a thing can happen to me, such a thing can happen to my child, such a thing, it can happen to my own sister. So basically, as a sister, I'll go to my brother's house. I want to intimidate my brother's wife. Olochani, sungati nyumba ya brother watu, stay in your lane. Go and cause those problems in your house. Treat that woman the same way you want to be treated in your own house. If you want your in-laws to respect you in your house, respect your in-laws as well in their house. In that brother's house, that is not your house. Whether mkashite bwanji to never be your house. The same way you can never go to bed with your brother. It's the same way that house you never be yours. And we partners, we should learn to understand that my husband has his own position in my heart. My sisters has their own position. My brothers have their own position. Neni madabwa no dabwa. But mother-in-law, but tiri na daughter-in-law. But daughter-in-law, but tiri na mother. You will never be the mother-in-law to that man. You will never be a daughter-in-law to that man. Leave this couple alone. Not mwachoka kunyumba kwanu mwabula causing my problems kunyumba brother one. Then mwabwele la imo kunyumba kwanu mwenda mwankalazi. And Kambili, we are the first people who even find problems into our brothers, partners, into our sisters. Swaz baja ujamkazi sapika. Who said she was married to cook for you? Ujamkazi sapyanga mnyumba. How did you know maybe wanavomeza na mamuna wake utibaza zipianga? So stay in your lane. When you go to that house, if you can cook as a sister-in-law, cook in that house. Don't expect the sister-in-law who's gone for work to come and cook for you, and then you cause problems. No, it's vanatipikile bamlam. Even if she's in a bad mood, maybe she's even on her menses. This woman can't even smile nicely because she's mood zajama menses. Mwamtualo lulumbi. Tabatu posha. Tabaseka. Vali bipo mtima. Vali. Please leave married people to enjoy their marriage. go and enjoy your marriage as well. As a man, protect this woman to treat you well. Believe you me, if your wife is happy, you be a king. You enjoy everything. You enjoy the food. The house will look clean. You enjoy in the bedroom. You are going to enjoy everywhere. Even when you say, because wasanga, seva daddy, seva mommy. Evangelist, I want us to talk. Evangelist, over to you.
Okay. Yes. What it is that the
Actually,
brothers-in-law.
As you, I also want you to talk about my passwords. Kukonda my passwords ya phone. You also talk about the phone passwords. We talk about the phone passwords. Over to Evangelist.
Okay. I think the other one you have exhausted it. You have put it very, very rightly, very, very correctly. You know, it's well done. Let me talk about passwords. Passwords on phones, on computers, on what and what. They have advantages and disadvantages. You know, sometimes, you know, we store a lot of information on these phones. Some information is actually very, very, very private, whereby no other person should view whatever is there. So it is important to do that, to put a password. Now, how do you put a password? When you want to put a password, discuss with your wife, discuss with your husband, to say what you are going to do is that you are going to put a password on this and this and that and that. And the reason for this is there is company information which should not be released to any other person. There are confidentials there which should not be seen or heard by another person. So that must be discussed. Number two, any password that you put there, let it also be known by your partner. Sometimes one day you will forget it, and your partner will help you find it. And by so doing, you are also removing doubt that, you know, what is there is they're just girlfriends, or there's pornography there. That's why doing that. So when you do that, you are actually telling your wife that you are a straightforward person, you have nothing to hide. So in short here, let us put passwords. But if we are going to put a password, our partner should know that you are going to put a password, and they must have access to that password so that they can do whatever they want. Now, there are also certain things that are meant for the company, which not even the wife should know. So that you should be able to explain to her, to say, this is the situation. In other words, there should be communication.
And a
over
politician in a
password.
strategy for again your opponent. Mkazi wako na hivi kanzi suzu no.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You need a password, but that password should be protected, and that password should be discussed. You need to agree, do you really need a password or not? If you need a password, then what is the password? So that both of you can know what to do in the event that the other person gets sick, so the other person can use that password in order to get information that is required. So if we are going to put a password in order to misbehave on phone and in our homes, in our marriages, then we don't need that life. Don't put a password in order to make it difficult for your partner, that is your husband or your wife, to read it. They should not read. You should not do it in that way. It should not go that way, because the phone, as a husband, wife, let her know that you have nothing to hide. Thank you so much.
Vamkelebai, password. I know you've got a password on the phone because I've been trying to touch your phone and even put your phone kunskwa piro usiku.
Well, when you have nothing to hide, why do you need it? And why would you even hide it from significant other? You know? And it's just self-discipline that when your spouse has a gadget or his gadget, I don't think that it is your duty as a husband wanting to know whatever is happening, what is going on her phone, or whatever is going on his phone. Sometimes that's what we call privacy. Even though you are married, you need some kind of privacy. When you came into a reunion where you came from your past, your past, whatever, how you grow up, the people you relate yourself with, to they are not part of your husband or your significant other. And what you do on the spare time, or whatever you want to do with your girlfriends or boyfriends, the friends, not like you're having a relationship, just friends that you want to hang out with, it is not my concern as a husband. My wife has to do what she wants to do. I don't have to all the time ask for her password. What is it that you want to find out? If you create that notion in your mind, you are not going to have a good relationship because you are doubting your partner from the word go. It means you don't trust. Enjoy what you are having. What you get, what you see is what you get. If an adult wants to cheat on you, if your wife wants to cheat on you or your husband wants to cheat on you, they can easily do it without any problem, without you going through their phones, without you going through having the password. They can give you all the passwords that you wish to know on this world, but they can still have a different life. But just learn to trust one another. If one of your partner decide to go a different way, that's the choice they have made. And if you discover the truth, there are consequences. There are consequences. But when you start living a suspicious life, you are not going to enjoy your life. You're not going to enjoy that marriage or relationship, because every time you are stressful, you are thinking of what he is doing, what he has done, what she is doing, what she has done. How can you live with that? How can you live like that? So trust what you have. When you knelt down and put a ring on her finger and she said yes, trust that. What happens next if she chooses to do something that is away from your marriage vows or away from whatever your contractual obligations, and she abrogates those? That's her choice, or that's his choice. And once they do that, there are always consequences. And the consequences are that you are going to destroy what you have built together. You are going to a divorce or separation, or there will be war. There will be fighting. There will be a lot of misunderstanding. Why? Because one of you chose to do things on the other side. So trust what you have, because you cannot control. It does not mean someone will change when you show them that you are a jealous type of a man, or you are or you want password, you'll never change a thing. So trust what you have, trust your partner, whether they want to cheat on you, it is entirely up to them. They can do it within a second. So password or no password, to me, that is nothing. Leave those things. If your husband chooses to use a password, let him use the password. If you want to learn his password or learn her password, just ask. If she wants to give you, she will give you. If she does not, she has her own reasons to why. Because she's avoiding, there's certain information that if you see, you are not going to be happy, you are going to create problems within your relationship. So sometimes it's better to let the dogs lie. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mom Kelebai. Me, I'm going to say it bluntly, as I've said, I'm always apologizing with the words I'm using. And if I sound strong, please bear with me. That's the best way I could try to be economical with words. When we talk about passwords, one thing you should know is that before you met your partner, she had a life. Before you met your partner, he had a life. That life did not involve you. And that life, whichever way, whether you like it or not, that life did not involve you. And whether you like it or not, even when you are married, there's a life that doesn't involve you. Olomuka pushing a branch in life, there are things that you never know about your partner. But it will be a problem when you start forcing to open that window which you can't open. Because that window can never be opened. So it becomes a problem when you start opening that window because it can't be opened. That's where life is. So when you're talking about issues of passwords, for me, there's no need even you to start going into your partner's gadgets. What are you going to do in that gadget? Is it yours in the first place? Secondly, when you find what you're going to find in that gadget, blame yourself. And thirdly, whether we like it or not, this man or this woman had a life before you. They've got a life besides you, and they'll have a life even when you are dead. It doesn't mean because now you are dead, their life will come to stop. No. So just understand this woman, that she's got a life. There are things that doesn't involve you. There are things that will involve you, and she's got a personal space. Despite that, it comes back to respect we're talking about. And as Mom Kelebai has said, whether you go into my password, you do what, if I want to cheat, I'll cheat. And believe you me, if I make sure that you won't find me, you won't find me. But again, if a partner cheats, whether they've got passwords or they don't have password, one day you are going to know. Ka behavior afyeka mungulu kale start display munganda, you are going to there's something wrong. You'll be able to tell if you know your partner. So stop stressing yourself over the password. The passwords, there are a number of things where we need the passwords, a number of things. Manje maphones, my bank account yatu yalipa mafoni. You would need to withdraw money through the phone. You do my bank balances on the phone. So if you want your partner to be moving without a password per phone, or I see your phone, and that is none of your business. If you don't trust your partner, stop going into their personal life to check, because I've invested panga sense. Vizambo panga sense, you know. So just stay, trust this woman, trust this man, love him as he is, whether you like it or not. There's this window which you will not know about it. I'm going to refer this to Johari Window. He was a psychologist who said in our lives, there's one component that there's a window that just describes our lives as human beings. There's one window. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one window that once I am a window, I'm referring those windows yakudala yajali 1, 2, 3, 4 components. So there's one window where whether whatever you do, it's only God and that person who knows what they do in their lives. I'm going to give practical examples. When you are going to marry, when you die, how many children you're going to have, it's only God who knows. Then there's a second window. It's only me and my God who knows. That is the window any come, but don't force yourself into that window because you bring problems, because that window can't open. Then there's the third window where everyone knows Himba talks, Himba is light, Himba is short. Everyone knows about it. That is a window. Then there's that window again where the last window, nobody knows. So stop forcing to open these windows. This window yakuti, it's only me and my God who knows. Ndiye window later my passwords. Ndiye window zambo segula, which once even Shaabula has such a window, even Omkeleva has such a window. Even our viewers out there, you have such a window. So let's not pretend and you want to be an angel, you want to be following your friend's phone as if you don't have things which you only know in your God. So let's leave that window. As we conclude, I also propose that let's talk about Mwamuna wema bisa ma pay slips. Mukazi abwelo yona pay slip, mukazi Mwamuna akadwala. Mwamuna abwelo zwa pay slip ya mukazi. Let's talk about such couples where your friend will not know your password. Wamkeleba, over to you.
Well, Kambili, when things happen like that, where partners, they start hiding things from each other, from one another. Kambili ni marriage the convenience marriages, the marriages that are not that were not planned, the marriages that were done just for convenience sake, that people never loved each other. Because what is it that you are supposed to do when you love each other? You share information. But when you start hiding information from your significant other, what does that entail? Do you still love? Do you still love and trust, cherish for better, worse, or worse? No, because you are just there. It's just a symbol, or it's just there it's a facade or facade where you want to show. It's just the outer layer. You want to show people that you are married, and yet what you do, mupenda ndio kapenta mumpoto, mupenda beans.
Sorry to chip in. As you are concluding, I also give you the assignment to read the messages as they come.
Oh yeah, my site is I'm using a small cell phone. I can't see. I'll try. So
okay, IT, please, if there are messages, share them on the screen.
So what I can say is that keeping secrets from one another, it's not a good thing, especially when you're a couple. Let's try to open up. Let's open up to each other. Let's not hide things, because except for probably ngati mwalemba will, mpamene munga uzeche, you can just inform your partner nalemba will, but muli will muja simumauza ma contents ya mene yali mu will. Such issues are serious by nature, because uziva day amene umunzako azaka mwalira, ngati ndiwe uzamwalira first or ni munzako azamwalira or ni munzako azamwalira, so you don't know. That's why Mama Lesa, okay, I have to read. Should I read?
Evangelist? Yes, read.
Okay. When my partner knows my password, that is no longer a password, because privacy is privacy. It is secret. It is secret. It is a secret one, unless you are having those passwords in order to avoid your partner to know what you are having, a side chick or a sugar daddy, or you watch pornography videos, photos. That is wrong. Why? Because a purpose of having that password is wrong. Oh, that is from Abia Nyerenda. Well, you see, the problem is when these passwords,
you're not to respond. First read the messages, then you respond.
Evangelist, there are partners who don't allow their spouses to touch the phone. Isn't that trouble? Okay. I will be reading 10 seconds ahead because I'm using the big screen. I decided to go on a big screen, switch on the TV to see. Yes. So that is what that is Chibonta Julie. I didn't know that it's Julie. What is Julie? Tongas. Your names. Julie. Anyway, that is coming from Chibonta. When Evangelist, there are partners who don't allow spouses to touch their phone. Is that not trouble? Well, Chibonta, that's not trouble. That simply means don't touch. I'll use a little bit a very bad word. Don't touch my shit. Things are mine. These are my things. So don't touch. If you're allowed, then touch. It's the same as touching your woman without her consent. Especially.
Please go ahead. We've responded to that enough. Let's go ahead, sweetheart. Let's
exactly. Well, Abia Nyerenda saying exactly, Madam Himba, you are on point. Okay. I have no idea, but I think Himba has been on many points. The Dr. Tommy Hamaluva, our brother, Himba Mwanatat. That is Dr. Tommy. Okay, good to I think I know the gentleman. He's a very good gentleman. There's Chibonta again comes. The only reason you will come on, you took out that I was reading.
Okay.
Bring it back. Okay, it's back. He's saying the only reason you will hide something from your partner is either you don't trust your partner or you are doing something wrong.
Or you don't trust yourself.
That's not true, Badala.
Okay, let's move forward. Let's move forward, sweetheart. You need to conclude now. Your own way.
With my conclusion, thank you so much. I've heard your concerns. Passwords. The problem is when you start thinking of password, the reason why the owners of IT, the reason why they put the password was for security and privacy purpose, so that people are not accessing the same information that you have, your private information, your email, your mails, the messages, and everything that you are doing on your gadget. But they did not, when they were making these issues, they never thought of Chikwati. Marriage was not in their head. This issue we are talking about now, about involving our partners into passwords and secrecy, this is just bevra, it's something that is just an added issue that is new in a African customary marriage, or even the English marriage or these Western marriages. These are new concepts that are coming out. How do we relate with technology and marriage? We have seen what is happening to our children when it comes to technology. We have seen what is going on to marriages when it comes. Marriages have broken down because of technology. Marriages have been made strong because of technology. So it is how you circumvent yourselves around these gadgets or this technology that will make you, that is very important. You have to be smart enough, do some research, ask questions. There are certain people that would rather have that share their passwords openly, and their relationships are working perfectly. And there are certain couples that do not share password, they don't touch their phone, they don't touch each other's phone, but their relationship works perfect. It's the way you approach issues, the way you understand. First, have a conversation. Do you want? If that's what you want, go for it. If you don't want, then put a rule. Then it's a no flying zone on my gadget. no flying zone on my account, on my money. You make prenup or you make arrangement agreements. These are issues that you as human, if you want to live in harmony, you have to coexist, talk, discuss. Having said that, let me end here and leave it for the big man.
Thank you so much. Evangelist, please, over to you. Your conclusion.
In my conclusion, I want to remind you, dear colleagues, that if you are to have a strong marriage, the following pillars should be established in your marriage. Number one, you need to love each other. Number two, respect each other. Number three, be transparent in everything you do. Then work together, play together, pray together, consult each other, plan together. Discipline is required. Be honest in your marriage. Be truthful in your relationship. Be determined not to divorce and forgive each other. When this is done, your marriage will get to somewhere 100 years, you are still together. 200 years, you are still together. You might go through a storm, but because there's a component of forgiveness, it will be dealt with. Try this and you like it. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Our viewers there.
200 years, like a lifespan, kapa Zambia mdala.
Thank you so much, our viewers out there. All I would say in my conclusion is that please be comfortable in your relationship. Don't have these insecure feelings where you think, Ine Kapena Bangani, he can cheat on me because maybe she can do this. Please, please, please know your position in that marriage. Know that I'm the queen in his heart and be comfortable. Occupy your position with courage, with confidence, and the people who feels to be insecure in a relationship, baziba my weaknesses yabo. They know that I never respected my partner. I've not played my role in this marriage properly, and my partner can look elsewhere. Because if you know that you've played all your duties and you've attended to your partner with all your best and with whatever, unamusunga chemzako, umupasa ulemu, umuchitila vonsa as a wife, umupasa ulemu, umuchitila vonsa as a husband. You even know that my partner is satisfied, and you know that the chances of going outside, they are very slim. You never feel that insecurity in that relationship. You only feel it if you know that you've been unfaithful to this woman. What will she do? So zafuna checking on my phone, so please, let's love one another. Let's respect one another, as Evangelist has said, and let's make sure we carry out our responsibilities. If you're a woman, carry out your responsibility in that marriage as a woman. If you're a husband, carry out your responsibility as a husband. If as a man, you put a crown on your wife's head as a queen, believe me, she's going to put a crown on you as a queen, as a king. You always be a king in her life. She will worship you, she will adore you, she will respect you. Just give her what she needs, and you see how happily that marriage will be. Our viewers, it has been nice being with you. Hope you've learned one or two things from us, and hope we've helped somebody out there. It's not that we are wise, it's not that we are intelligent. We are just here to share our little knowledge together. From us, Ubuntu team, we are saying bye-bye until next time on Thursday.
Ninayamba temushe, mushe ineneze kuyenda.
Nanguva kambe. This love is something I'll never regret. Nanguva kupete black, ulibe muntu pachalo wamene ali perfect. Tikulo nikuchita acting. Naluvyanya nikukonda nipepa unikololoke. Oni maluvyanya baby weni konda ntiwe. Ni ukanai with every morning ntiwe. Chikondi nitifutikira. Nadaba baby nichitikira. Mutero momutima na patubi nikambinga. Sinikana nitikondema. Kantanga bakutini katiye koma ine kumutima sininga kalikeze no. Kuziya ni vera pasu. Kulekeza chikondi cha mazumbasu. Chikondi nitifutikira. Kadaba baby nichitikira. Mutero mumutima na patubi nikambinga. Sinikana nitikondema. Kantanga bakutini katiye koma ine kumutima sininga kalikeze iye. Kuziya ni vera pasu. Kulekeza chikondi cha mazumbasu.
You know? So, I don't know.